Okay, I want to talk a little bit about blending, and this is actually going to be a really short one because it's not something I think we need to get into a lot of detailing about. We've talked about it briefly before, but here's the problem: is when we're rasterizing, okay, multiple fragments get the same raster location. Get plotted. Same raster location. Now, we've talked about this before, and all that we really did was say, yeah, we know, we fixed that. We use a replace method, right, where we just draw over it. And if we're really clever, we can use a Z buffer to maintain proper draw order, right? We use a Z buffer, replace, we get the front things. That's good. It turns out there are actually a lot of options for blending. The other obvious one that was mentioned briefly is actually called blend. And all that it does is it lerps between the existing and the old and new using your alpha value. So if your alpha are using the alpha channel that we've talked about. If your alpha is 1, that's fine. If your alpha is 1, you just get the new color. If your alpha is 0, you just get the old color. Otherwise, you blend somewhere in between. But it's important to know that there are a lot of options here. There's add. You can actually add them together and max them out. There's subtract. And so on and so forth. And you might be thinking, that's weird, I'll never use that. But you can actually get a lot of really nice effects by adding, subtracting. Instead of, you can brighten things up, you can darken them down, you can do a lot of really cool things. So there are many, many specialized variants because they're used in effects. Okay, and I'm just going to show a sketch real quick. Oh, right, sorry, I confused myself. I'm not going to bother showing you the sketch. I think it's kind of boring to watch, but you can see it yourself. I'm providing this sketch 1, and you can go through that. It's called blend, and you can go through the blend modes and see how it works. It's exactly as you'd expect, but it shows you how you might indicate that to the computer. So that's all I'm going to talk about with blending. If you're going to be using it, just be aware that you can specify what to do with those fragments when they overlap, add them, subtract them, average them, lerp them. There's a whole range of things you can do, but that's really targeted at specific needs you might have.